Barely 10 days after Israeli soldiers bombed the Holy Family Catholic Church in Gaza, Benjamin Netanyahu, the State of Israel Prime Minister, has said that Israel is now being portrayed as the enemy of Christians, stating that Israel has a thriving Christian community, the only thriving Christian community in the broad radius of the Middle East, where Christians are not tolerated, they're cherished, adding, "You can light Christmas trees in Nazareth. But in Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus, when Israel left and the Palestinian Authority came in, the Christian majority shrank from 80% to under 20%, because there was no more Israel to protect them," though Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu did not mention the bombing of the Catholic Church in Gaza that led to the killing of 3 persons and injuring to several people, including the Parish Priest. It could be recalled that the Israel Defense Forces IDF action against the Christian holy place in Gaza sparked global condemnations, with the head of the Catholic Church, Pope Leo XIV, in a statement on Sunday, July 20, 2025, while speaking after his Angelus prayer, read out the names of those killed in the incident and said, "I appeal to the international community to observe humanitarian law and respect the obligation to protect civilians as well as the prohibition of collective punishment, of indiscriminate use of force and forced displacement of the population." During a church event on Sunday, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, while speaking at the Daystars Together as One event in Jerusalem with Pastor Paula White, leader of the White House Faith Office, said, "Iran is now being projected as the friend of the Americans." Word to word of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's speech as transcribed and made available by the Office of the Israel Prime Minister on Sunday, reads below. Thank you Joni, thank you Daystar, thank you Paula, thank you ambassadors and the many friends of Israel in the Christian world. This is the city and the land where it all began. The Judeo-Christian tradition that promoted the belief in monotheism, a single God, that developed the idea of the sanctity of life, the sanctity of individual life, the idea of freedom. In an ancient world that was swamped with massive slavery to build these ancient empires, the Jewish people came out with the idea that slavery should be limited and ultimately removed. This was revolutionary. The beginning of the idea of freedom began in this land, and that idea spread throughout the centuries and especially in modern times, and changed the world. It gives hope to the world. It gives meaning to our lives. It gives a bond between the world's greatest democracy, the United States of America, and the world's vibrant democracy here in Israel. And that's a partnership that is bonded in faith, in history, in tradition. I had the great privilege of being invited to speak at the joint session of the American Congress. And I look on the wall and I see a quote from Moses. That's our common tradition, our common wellspring. We're immersed in the Bible. We live the Bible. We have a future because we have a past. And that past is shared by millions, hundreds of millions around the world. And I want to thank you on behalf of the people of Israel and the Jewish people for that enduring friendship, which is the mainstay of our present and future ability to live in a free, prosperous and peaceful world. But that bond is being challenged today. It is being challenged today by a fanatic fundamentalism, an Islamist fundamentalism that seeks to subjugate all Muslims, that they view as infidels, eradicate the American and obviously the Israeli presence in the Middle East. They call America the great Satan. Israel is the small Satan, perhaps. But it's a small state that's standing in their way. And we fight them. We fight them together as we recently have, with President Trump's leadership and our partnership. And yet we see the effort to break down our bond, in America and other parts of the world. That partnership that promotes Judeo-Christian values, that protects in Israel Christians as nowhere else in the Middle East, that truth is being reversed, put on its head by a campaign of lies. Israel is now portrayed as the enemy of Christians, and the enemies of Christians are portrayed as the friends of the United States. Iran, a friend of the United States, an innocent victim. The Muslim Brotherhood, who chant death to America alongside Iran, friends of America. Hamas, these monsters who burned babies, raped our women, beheaded our men, and chant death to America, friends of America. Israel has a thriving Christian community, the only thriving Christian community in the broad radius of the Middle East, where Christians are not tolerated, they're cherished. You can light Christmas trees in Nazareth, but in Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus, when Israel left and the Palestinian Authority came in, the Christian majority shrank from 80% to under 20%, because there was no more Israel to protect them. We cherish our Christian friends. We protect the Christian holy sites. Not only the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, but in the Galilee, not only in Nazareth but in the Galilee, in Capernaum, where Jesus preached for 3 years. We uphold and cherish those sites. So Israel, the guardian of Christianity in the Middle East, is presented on American television, by purchased influences, it's presented as the enemy of Christianity. What folly, what lies, what a travesty of truth. So one of the things we have fought now, in the 7-front war, we have an 8th front, and that is the front, and the battle, for truth. And I can think of no one who can carry this battle alongside with us, no one who can do it better than you, on this channel, than you, Paula, and our many Christian friends. We must fight for our common values, we must stand up for the truth. And by standing up for the truth, you stand up with Israel, and you stand with the Jewish people against this abomination of falsehoods. We can win this war exactly as we win the 7-front war. And I thank you for your support. I want to address also the ambassadors who are here. Your countries have strong Christian communities and a strong bond with us too. And I want to thank you for your support and the many millions around the world who have voiced support for Israel during our great battles here. We haven't finished, but we're winning, and we'll continue to win. But the main thing that I want to stress is the importance of winning the battle for truth. And that is a battle that we fought even as we speak now. Israel is presented as though we are applying a campaign of starvation in Gaza. What a bold-faced lie. There is no policy of starvation in Gaza, and there is no starvation in Gaza. We enable humanitarian aid throughout the duration of the war to enter Gaza. Otherwise, there would be no Gazans. And what has interdicted the supply of humanitarian aid is one force, Hamas. Again, the reverse of the truth. Hamas robs, steals this humanitarian aid and then accuses Israel of not supplying it. Well, we have enabled the amount required by international law to come in. There are hundreds and hundreds of trucks loaded with tons. So far we've supplied 1.9 million tons of food since the beginning of the war, almost 2 million tons, and now we have hundreds of trucks that are waiting on the Gazan side of the Kerem Shalom crossing. And it's international organizations, some of them very well intended, and it's the UN too, food that they purchased, and we say, go ahead, deliver it. And they say, we can't, because combat is going on. And we say, yes, where we're fighting, we'll continue to fight, but there are safe corridors. You can bring the food to anywhere you want, that is not a problem. So we have just announced that formally, here are safe corridors. And the UN has no excuses left. No excuses left. Stop lying. Stop finding excuses. Do what you have to do and stop accusing Israel deliberately of this egregious falsehood. There is no starvation in Gaza. No policy of starvation in Gaza, and I assure you that we have a commitment to achieve our war goals. We will continue to fight till we achieve the release of our hostages and the destruction of Hamas's military and governing capabilities. They shall be there no more. We shall not have any more of these massacres. We shall not have any more of these monstrosities. We stand for human freedom and human life, and that is not commensurate with Hamas or with Iran or other Iranian proxies. We have fought this battle together. We shall win it together. And I want to assure you that we have great faith in your faith, and in our faith. We have a common bond. It is strong, it is something that represents the vast majority of Americans and I would say, just about all Israelis, and by the way, Jews and non-Jews alike, because we know that our standing together assures our common future. So I want to thank you on behalf of the State of Israel for everything that you're doing, and as the saying goes, for everything that you will do. Thank you all, thank you very much.
Bring in you the news in a more digital way.
Royal Thai Army and the Cambodia National Ministry of Defense have both denied firing the 10 projectiles that destroyed civilian houses and properties at Emerald Triangle, a city in Laos on Thursday, just as both government establishments confirmed early in the morning on Sunday that fighting continued through Saturday night to Sunday morning night despite President Donald Trump of the United States' U.S. statement on Saturday that he has spoken on phone with both the Prime Minister of Cambodia and the acting Prime Minister of Thailand, asking the two parties to agree on immediate ceasefire and failure to do so. According to Trump, U.S. will not make any business deal with both countries. In his words, Trump said, "We happen to be, by coincidence, currently dealing on trade with both countries, but do not want to make any deal with either country if they are fighting, and I have told them so. The call with Thailand is being made momentarily. The call with Cambodia has ended, but expect a call back regarding war stoppage and ceasefire based on what Thailand has to say. I am trying to simplify a complex situation. Many people are being killed in this war, but it very much reminds me of the conflict between Pakistan and India, which was brought to a successful halt." The Lao government had on Friday reported that 10 bombs were found, having been fired into civilian areas and affecting local residents in the Emerald Triangle, a town in Laos that borders both Laos, Thailand and Cambodia. A statement from the Lao People's Armed Forces on Saturday afternoon refuted earlier media reports claiming clashes between the Lao People's Armed Forces and Cambodian armed personnel, describing the reports as untrue. Denying the shelling in Laos, the Royal Thailand Army in a statement on Saturday said that the Royal Thai Army clarifies case of artillery shells landing in Lao PDR territory in Emerald Triangle area, confirms investigation found they were not Thai forces ammunition. According to news reports, on the 24th of July 2025, at approximately 9:40 hours, 10 artillery shells landed in the territory of the Lao People's Democratic Republic, Lao PDR, in the Emerald Triangle area, which is the border junction between Thailand, Laos, and Cambodia, without clear confirmation as to which side the shells belonged to, and preliminarily there were no reports of casualties or property damage from the incident. Major General Wintai Suvari, Army spokesperson, issued a clarification that following fact-finding investigations and coordination with security agencies of the Lao PDR, it is confirmed that they were definitely not shells from the Thai military side, and the Royal Thai Army has confidence in its capability to control weapon usage effectively, appropriately, proportionately, and strictly within international rules of engagement. However, in the recent period, it has often been found that the Cambodian side has been using long-range fire support weapons to attack numerous civilian targets throughout the past 2 days, which appears to be intentional and deliberate use of such weapons against targets other than military objectives, such as using weapons against historical sites, aiming to significantly mislead the international community against the Thai side. The Royal Thai Army confirms that the Thai side has strict measures for controlling weapon usage, particularly in areas adjacent to the border, to prevent impact on civilians or areas unrelated to military operations. The Royal Thai Army will continue to coordinate closely with the Lao PDR side to maintain positive relations between the two countries, the Royal Thai Army Public Relations Center, Army spokesperson team stated this on the 26th of July 2025. In a swift reaction, the Cambodia Ministry of National Defense in a statement also on Saturday, said, "The Ministry of National Defense of the Kingdom of Cambodia categorically rejects and condemns in the strongest terms the false and malicious accusation by Thailand that Cambodia deliberately launched projectiles into Laotian territory. This baseless allegation reflects a disturbing pattern of deceit by the Thai military, first fabricating lies to justify its unprovoked aggression against Cambodia, and now seeking to manipulate international opinion by undermining Cambodia's reputation. Such irresponsible rhetoric is not only patently false but dangerously inflammatory, particularly as the Lao authorities have neither concluded their investigation nor issued any such claim. Cambodia demands that Thailand immediately cease its deliberate disinformation campaign, which merely serves to deflect attention from its own flagrant violations of international law. Unlike Thailand, Cambodia has not and will not violate the sovereignty of any neighboring state, including the Lao People's Democratic Republic. Cambodia reiterates its unwavering respect for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of all nations and affirms its readiness to extend full cooperation to the Lao People's Army to investigate the incident in a responsible, professional, and transparent manner, Lieutenant General Meili Sokita, Under-Secretary of State and spokesperson of the Ministry of National Defense of the Kingdom of Cambodia, stated this on Saturday, July 26, 2025. On Sunday early morning, the Royal Thailand Army issued a report and stated that, today, the 27th of July 2025, Major General Wintai Suvari, Army spokesperson, addressed the latest situation, stating that Cambodia continues its military activities by employing long-range weapons and firing into Thai territory. Continuous clashes have occurred at multiple points along the front lines, with numerous long-range support weapons landing outside their intended military target areas in Surin province. Thailand therefore finds it necessary to conduct military operations in response to the continued firing of long-range support weapons such as rockets and artillery that persist in targeting Thai territory to prevent civilian casualties or losses. Yesterday, the 26th of July 2025, at approximately 15:30 hours, Cambodian artillery shells targeted the sub-district health promoting hospital at Ban Sam Meng, Village 3, South Ong Chai Subdistrict, Kantharalak District, CSA Ket Province, causing severe damage to the building structure. However, there were no fatalities or injuries, as medical personnel had previously evacuated patients from the facility. Furthermore, intelligence reports indicate potential deployment of high-performance weapons systems such as PHL-03, Room 70, and BM-21 that may provide additional support to Cambodian forces. This may reflect Cambodia's stance, which Thailand cannot yet trust. According to the latest situation, Cambodian forces have not ceased their attacks using all forms of weaponry against Thai forces. The Royal Thai Army will operate at full capacity to counter this aggression and reaffirms its continued focus on military targets that pose military threats and endanger the lives and property of our fellow citizens only, within the appropriate framework of international rules of engagement, to protect and maintain sovereignty to the best of our ability, the Royal Thai Army Public Relations Center, Army spokesperson team stated this in a press statement on the 27th of July 2025. A few minutes later, the Cambodia Ministry of National Defense reacted and stated that, the Ministry of National Defense of the Kingdom of Cambodia categorically rejects and condemns in the strongest terms the baseless and irresponsible accusation by Thailand that Cambodia initiated hostilities. This false claim is nothing more than a desperate attempt to shift attention away from Thailand's own flagrant and repeated violations of Cambodia's sovereignty and international law. The facts are indisputable. It was Thailand that launched the first wave of brutal attacks against Cambodian territory. On the 27th of July 2025, at 2 o'clock, Thai forces shelled Veal Intri location. By 2:30, they expanded the bombardment to Tarthau, Phnom 333, and Phnom Kamauch, and at 4:50, additional shelling struck Taman Tom and Tar Krabi. At 6 o'clock, Thai ground troops invaded Phnom Kamauch, and SEs, and Veal Intri location, followed by a large-scale incursion at 6:30 involving tanks and ground troops into multiple areas, including Veal Intri, 5 Makara, Phnom Kamauch, and an SEs. In a separate statement, the spokesperson of the Cambodia Ministry of National Defense added that, as of now, violations from the Thai side continue and have escalated beyond the initial incidents. Since 5 a.m. yesterday, in the operational zone of Military Region 4, Thai forces began launching continuous and intense attacks toward Bos SBOV. These escalations include the following incidents. At 10:40 a.m., Thai aircraft dropped 2 bombs on the road leading to Priya Vihar Temple. At 11:56 a.m., a Thai aircraft dropped a cluster bomb on Phnom Kamau. At 2:30 p.m., Thailand launched a ground assault using armored vehicles in the Veal Intri area. From 2:30 p.m. onward, the situation gradually de-escalated until 10 p.m. At 2 a.m., past midnight, Thai troops began a new wave of attacks on Cambodia, targeting the Veal Intre area. At 2:30 a.m., Thai forces launched additional strikes on Tar Thav and Phnom Khamau, using surveillance and combat drones. At 4:50 a.m. this morning, Thailand began artillery shelling into the territory around the Tar Mon Tom and Tar Krabi temples. At 6 a.m., Thai forces began advancing ground troops into the Phnom Khamau area. Across all conflict zones, from Tar Mon Temple to the Mom Bay area, Thailand has aggressively used heavy artillery, cluster bombs via drones, and airstrikes against Cambodian territory, Lieutenant General Maili Sokita, Under-Secretary of State and spokesperson of the Ministry of National Defense of the Kingdom of Cambodia, stated this in a statement on Sunday, July 27, 2025. We have reported that Asia is apparently becoming a continent of war as hope of achieving peace in the continent appeared slim since 2023 when fresh wars broke out in the Middle East Asia after Hamas attacked Israel, forcing Israel to launch a multi-front wars in Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, Iran and Yemen. This occurred as Russia, that has parts of its territory in Asia, had in 2022 launched a full-scale war against its neighboring European country, Ukraine, which the multiple wars have led to millions of deaths, with many in the world expecting an end soon. But, while many in the world hoped for permanent end to the deadly wars, another fresh war broke out during the week on Thursday in the Southeast Asia between Cambodia and Thailand after soldiers from Royal Thai Army of 14th Infantry Battalion on Wednesday stepped on a landmine at Huai Bon, Chong An Ma, Nam Nguyen District, Ubon Ratchathani Province, within the Thai-Cambodia border area, causing severe injury to one Thailand soldier while 4 other soldiers sustained some level of injuries, making the acting Prime Minister of Thailand, Phumtham Wechayoi, to recall the country's ambassador from Phnom Penh and expelled Cambodia's ambassador to Thailand, leading to heavy military confrontations starting next day morning, which, Cambodian news agency on Saturday reported that tens of thousands of innocent Cambodians, including children, pregnant women, and the elderly, have been forced to flee the military aggression along the border areas, including Priya Vihir, Oda Minchi, and Persit, and the Royal Thai Army also on Saturday released a video of its men hoisting the Thai flag at a location and stated that the Thai national flag was raised atop Phu Makwea, following Thai military operations to assault and seize the Phu Makwea area, where it said the Cambodian forces had been heavily positioned, adding that the area was successfully captured during the evening of war on Friday, while the Prime Minister of Thailand, Paetongtarn Shinawatra, who is currently on suspension, blamed the cause of the war on alleged powerful criminals in Cambodia, saying, "The conflict stems from the Thai government's efforts to crack down on call center crimes, dismantling a network of immense financial interests linked to influential groups in Cambodia." Notwithstanding, the Prime Minister of Cambodia, Samdech Mahaborva Thapade Hun Mane, in a statement called on Cambodians not to attack businesses and citizens of Thailand living in Cambodia, adding that, after the Prime Minister of Malaysia and the rotating chairman of ASEAN, Anwar Ibrahim, intervened in the matter on Thursday, both countries agreed to a ceasefire slated to start on Friday by 12 a.m., but, an hour after Malaysia Prime Minister told him that Thailand has agreed to the ceasefire, Thailand rescinded its decision and continued military actions against Cambodia, and the Cambodia Ministry of National Defense spokesperson, Lieutenant General Maili Sokita, in an operational updates on Saturday, said that Thailand has continued to expand its military, including its infantry forces, heavy weaponry into Cambodia territory.
Bringing you the news in a more digital way.
Asia is apparently becoming a continent of war as hope of achieving peace in the continent appeared slim since 2023 when fresh wars broke out in the Middle East Asia after Hamas attacked Israel, forcing Israel to launch a multi-front wars in Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, Iran and Yemen. This occurred as Russia, that has parts of its territory in Asia, had in 2022 launched a full-scale war against its neighboring European country, Ukraine, which the multiple wars have led to millions of deaths, with many in the world expecting an end soon. But, while many in the world hoped for permanent end to the deadly wars, another fresh war broke out during the week on Thursday in the Southeast Asia between Cambodia and Thailand, after soldiers from Royal Thai Army of 14th Infantry Battalion on Wednesday stepped on a landmine at Huai Bon, Chong An Ma, Nam Yuen District, Ubon Ratchathani Province, within the Thai-Cambodia border area, causing severe injury to one Thailand soldier, while 4 other soldiers sustained some level of injuries, making the acting Prime Minister of Thailand, Phumtham Wechayoi, to recall the country's ambassador from Phnom Penh and expelled Cambodia's ambassador to Thailand, leading to heavy military confrontations starting next day morning, which, Cambodian news agency on Saturday reported that tens of thousands of innocent Cambodians, including children, pregnant women, and the elderly, have been forced to flee the military aggression along the border areas, including Preah Vihear, Oddar Meanchey, and Persit, and the Royal Thai Army also on Saturday released a video of its men hoisting the Thai flag at a location and stated that the Thai national flag was raised atop Phu Makwea, following Thai military operations to assault and seize the Phu Makwea area, where it said the Cambodian forces had been heavily positioned, adding that the area was successfully captured during the evening of war on Friday, while the Prime Minister of Thailand, Paetongtarn Shinawatra, who is currently on suspension, blamed the cause of the war on alleged powerful criminals in Cambodia, saying, "The conflict stems from the Thai government's efforts to crack down on call center crimes, dismantling a network of immense financial interests linked to influential groups in Cambodia." Notwithstanding, the Prime Minister of Cambodia, Samdech Mohabova Thapade Hun Mane, in a statement called on Cambodians not to attack businesses and citizens of Thailand living in Cambodia, adding that, after the Prime Minister of Malaysia and the rotating chairman of ASEAN, Anwar Ibrahim, intervened in the matter on Thursday, both countries agreed to a ceasefire slated to start on Friday by 12 a.m., but, an hour after Malaysia Prime Minister told him that Thailand has agreed to the ceasefire, Thailand rescinded its decision and continued military actions against Cambodia, and the Cambodia Ministry of National Defense spokesperson, Lieutenant General Maili Sokita, in an operational updates on Saturday, said that Thailand has continued to expand its military, including its infantry forces, heavy weaponry, into Cambodia territory. According to the Thailand military known as Royal Thai Army, the Royal Thai Army condemns the Cambodian side for the incident involving the covert placement of landmines in the border area of Chong An Ma, Nam Yuen District, Ubon Ratchathani Province, resulted in severe injuries to military personnel. On the 23rd of July 2025, at approximately 16:55 hours, an incident occurred involving Royal Thai Army personnel from the patrol team of the 14th Infantry Battalion, who encountered a landmine at Huai Bon, Chong An Ma, Nam Yuen District, Ubon Ratchathani Province, within the Thai-Cambodia border operational area. The incident resulted in injuries to 5 Royal Thai Army personnel, with one soldier sustaining severe injuries to his right leg from stepping on the explosive device, and 4 others experiencing chest tightness and tinnitus from the blast concussion. They are now being treated at Nam Yuen Hospital. Tomorrow, General Panaklayu Plodtik, Chief of Army, will visit the area to monitor the situation and provide moral support to the injured personnel. He has ordered military forces from the 1st Army Area, the 2nd Army Area, and various units to prepare for operations under the Chakrafong Phawanat plan upon receiving orders. The Royal Thai Army strongly condemns this inhumane act that violates international humanitarian principles and international agreements, occurring within the Kingdom of Thailand's territory due to actions by the Cambodian side, and calls upon the Cambodian side to take responsibility for this incident, which constitutes a serious threat to peace and stability in the border region between the two countries. The Royal Thai Army affirms its commitment to utilizing all available mechanisms to take appropriate action within the proper framework, ensuring the safety of military personnel and Thai citizens while preventing further incidents of this nature, Royal Thai Army Public Relations Center, Army spokesperson team stated this on the 23rd of July 2025. Lieutenant General Maili Sokita, the Cambodia Ministry of National Defense spokesperson, while addressing the press and the public on Saturday, said that 1. Thailand keeps expanding its military, including infantry forces, heavy weaponry, and fighter jets. Thai forces launched indiscriminate attacks that targeted no specific objectives and destroyed civilian infrastructure, including schools, villages, markets, health facilities, gas stations, temples, and World Heritage sites. These attacks have also harmed innocent civilians, children, women, and the elderly, who are currently at serious risk. This constitutes a violation of international law and the Geneva Conventions. 2. Please take note that Thai troops, employing F-16 fighter jets, rained bombs on civilian settlements, killing and injuring several civilians. In Oda Minchi province, 5 Cambodian soldiers and 8 civilians were killed, and 21 Cambodian soldiers and 50 civilians were injured, while around 35,000 people in 4 provinces, Oda Minchi, Pria Vihia, Persit, and Bante Minchi, were forced to leave their homes as a result of these attacks. 3. The Thai side continues to escalate by aggressively deploying troops to attack multiple Cambodian targets, showing no signs of de-escalation. At the same time, Thailand has declared martial law in Trat and Chanthaburi provinces and has begun expanding its military forces and armaments under the Operation Chakrabong's Bhuvannath plan. 4. Thailand has deliberately launched unprovoked attacks against Cambodia and is increasingly violating Cambodian sovereignty, while continuing to make exaggerated and unfounded accusations against Cambodia. This clearly reveals a premeditated plan to invade Cambodia. 5. The Ministry of National Defense of Cambodia calls on the international community, including the United Nations Security Council, ASEAN, international partners, and diplomatic missions, to strongly condemn the brazen and reckless aggression against Cambodia. 6. We call on the international community to take urgent measures to prevent further troop deployments aimed at attacking Cambodia, to ensure that Thailand respects the full territorial integrity of Cambodia, and to hold Thailand accountable for its violations of the United Nations Charter, the Geneva Conventions, and the ASEAN Treaty of Amity and Cooperation. 7. Cambodia remains firmly committed to resolving the issue peacefully in accordance with international law while reserving our right to self-defense under Article 51 of the United Nations Charter and to defend our people, sovereignty, and territorial integrity to the fullest extent against Thailand's aggression and violent acts. 8. Thailand's incursions have expanded to other provinces of Cambodia, including 5 artillery attacks in Edma Dar Commune, Viel Veng District, Persit Province. In the 4th Zone, Thailand also launched attacks in 3 locations, Viel Intri, Tathav, and Chom T, on the morning of July 26. 9. Cambodia once again condemns the aggression and premeditated provocations by Thailand. Cambodia reaffirms our commitment to maintaining peace and security but nevertheless reserves the right to defend our sovereignty as a victim of the THICES violations. We assert our principle of targeting only military objectives on the Thai side, ensuring that civilians remain unharmed. 10. Thus far, the Cambodian army has remained resolute and unwavering in its defense of Cambodia's territorial integrity, standing firm against the threats and coercion from Thailand, the Cambodia National Defense stated. The Cambodia Ministry of Information also in a statement on Saturday, stated that Thailand is using information manipulation warfare strategies to fabricate pretexts for its armed aggression of Cambodian territory, while falsely portraying itself as the victim. We would like to inform our fellow Cambodian citizens that the Thai media has colluded with the Thai government and military to fabricate and disseminate fake news aimed at demonizing Cambodia, in order to create a pretext for their own armed invasion and violation of Cambodia's territorial integrity. Both the Thai government, its military, and media outlets have employed deceptive tactics to provoke incidents according to their premeditated invasion plans. The Thai military's armed incursion was carefully planned and prepared long in advance. The blueprint of Thailand's military aggression is clear, beginning with a preemptive attack on Cambodian forces, followed by shamelessly placing all blame on Cambodia without any sense of remorse or accountability. Cambodia tells the truth. Thailand lies to the world. Cambodia has no interest in invading Thailand. Euronews reported that, as the conflict between the two countries enters its third day, at least 30 people have been killed and thousands forced to flee their homes. Cambodia's UN ambassador, Chi Keo, called for an immediate, unconditional ceasefire with Thailand on Friday after the dispute between the two countries entered its third day. The UN Security Council held an emergency meeting behind closed doors late Friday in New York, with all 15 members calling on the parties to de-escalate, show restraint and resolve the dispute peacefully. We also call for the peaceful solution to the dispute, said Chi Keo. He responded to accusations that Cambodia attacked Thailand, asking how a small country with no air force could attack a much larger country with an army 3 times its size, stressing, "We do not do that." Thailand's UN ambassador left the meeting without stopping to talk to reporters. But Thailand's acting Prime Minister Phumtham Wechayai said Friday that Cambodia may be guilty of war crimes due to the deaths of civilians and damage caused to a hospital. He said Thailand had exercised the utmost restraint and patience in the face of provocations and aggression from Cambodia. Meanwhile, the Thailand Ministry of Foreign Affairs in a statement on Saturday evening stated that, Ministry of Foreign Affairs wishes to inform that, a few moments ago, Acting Prime Minister Phumtham Wechayai had a conversation with President Trump who requested that Thailand and Cambodia agree to a ceasefire immediately. Acting Prime Minister thanked President Trump for his concern and expressed that Thailand agrees in principle to have a ceasefire in place. However, Thailand would like to see sincere intention from the Cambodian side. Acting Prime Minister thus requested President Trump to convey to the Cambodian side that Thailand wants to convene a bilateral dialogue as soon as possible to bring forth measures and procedures for the ceasefire and the eventual peaceful resolution of the conflict. It would be recalled that on June 26, 2025, the Kingdom of Cambodia had stated in its government website that Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet raised concerns about the lack of clarity and inconsistency between the Thai Prime Minister and the Thai military regarding the closure and reopening of border checkpoints with Cambodia. Samdech Thapade noted that at times the border was completely closed, only to be reopened in certain areas. However, the reopened checkpoints permitted only limited movement, barring general public crossing, while Thailand shifted the blame to Cambodia for initiating the closure. The Premier spoke on Thursday, June 26, at the graduation ceremony at the Police Academy of Cambodia in Kandal Province. The Premier explained that on the 24th of June 2025, the Thai Prime Minister publicly announced a full border closure with Cambodia, citing the United Nations reports alleging that Cambodia was a hub for online criminal activity. Exceptions were made only for students and critically ill patients. Thai military forces began implementing the closure on that same day. Yet, later in the evening, the spokesperson for Thailand's Ministry of Foreign Affairs came forward stating that Thailand had not officially closed its borders. Then, on the morning of the 25th of June, Thai military personnel reopened some border gates for the purpose of taking photos, though the restrictions on cross-border travel remained in effect. Cambodia does not play such covered games. If we act, we take responsibility. We already made our stance clear. If you, Thailand, close the border, we will close it indefinitely until you officially reopen it. If we continue to react to your inconsistent moves, then we will never know when this will end, the Premier underscored. Samdech Thapade reaffirmed that he is currently awaiting individuals in Thailand who will hold genuine power and adopt a clear and consistent stance, with whom Cambodia can reliably engage in good faith, in order to seek joint solutions that benefit both nations and their peoples. A Malaysia-based news media, The Star, reported that Malaysia will continue engaging Cambodia and Thailand to achieve a ceasefire in the ongoing border clashes, says Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, the Prime Minister of Malaysia. The Prime Minister said that although both leaders had initially agreed to a ceasefire, fighting still persisted along the disputed border. Anwar said he has told Foreign Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Hassan to contact his Thai and Cambodian counterparts for talks. Maybe, I will directly contact them to at least stop the shooting and continue the negotiations, said Anwar. Anwar said that during his initial call to the two leaders, they had thanked him for facilitating talks. Even though they agreed to it, there is still shooting at the border, added Anwar. Anwar, on Friday, July 25, stated that Thailand and Cambodia had agreed to a ceasefire, but requested some time as their troops were already stationed at the border and needed time to withdraw. Both countries have accused each other of starting the military clashes and have downgraded the diplomatic relations since Wednesday, July 23. Tensions between Thailand and Cambodia have been escalating since May 28, following a deadly incident in the Pria Vihir area that claimed the life of a Cambodian soldier. The two countries have been at odds for decades over various under-marketed points along their 817 kilometers long border. United States, U.S. President Donald Trump, who is currently in Scotland, said while at a golf course on Saturday that he just spoke to the Prime Minister of Cambodia, relative to stopping the war with Thailand. I am calling the acting Prime Minister of Thailand, right now, to likewise request a ceasefire, and end to the war, which is currently raging. We happen to be, by coincidence, currently dealing on trade with both countries, but do not want to make any deal with either country if they are fighting, and I have told them so. The call with Thailand is being made momentarily. The call with Cambodia has ended, but expect a call back regarding war stoppage and ceasefire based on what Thailand has to say. I am trying to simplify a complex situation. Many people are being killed in this war, but it very much reminds me of the conflict between Pakistan and India, which was brought to a successful halt. Prime Minister of Thailand, Paetongtarn Shinawatra, who is currently on suspension, in a press statement, said that, I would like to emphasize and reaffirm the government's statement that Cambodia's actions constitute a severe war crime, in violation of peaceful principles under the framework of international law and the humanitarian principles that Thailand has consistently upheld. The escalation of violence is something the government does not desire and has made every effort to prevent. However, when the opposing side initiated firing first, it became necessary to respond decisively and appropriately. Although I am unable to perform my duties in person, I have been closely monitoring the situation and receiving reports, doing everything within my capacity. I wish to send my encouragement and concern to all officials and fellow citizens along the border. I believe that every mechanism of the government is fully prepared to support the work of security forces and care for our fellow citizens to the fullest extent. This includes on-site visits by the Cabinet and the establishment of compensation guidelines for those who have lost their lives or been injured. At the same time, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has utilized every channel of communication with the international community to clarify the facts regarding the cause of the conflict, which stems from the Thai government's efforts to crack down on call center crimes, dismantling a network of immense financial interests linked to influential groups in Cambodia. This is to protect Thai citizens and those of many other countries affected by this operation. I believe this may be the primary reason for Cambodia's anger, or perhaps not. Additionally, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has presented evidence of Cambodia's unjust actions, including violations of treaties, international law, human rights principles, and severe inhumanity, such as the illicit planting of landmines, initiating attacks, and targeting civilian sites such as hospitals and homes, resulting in numerous Thai casualties and injuries. These points have been raised on international platforms as well. In this situation, Thai people must unite and stand together as one. We will not yield to such despicable tactics, and nothing can overcome the unity of the Thai people. Regarding proposals from various countries to end the violence, I believe the government is ready to listen, but the key lies in the attitude and sincerity, which, so far, we have not seen from Cambodia in this matter. On behalf of the Ministry of Culture, I express my boundless gratitude for the gracious compassion of His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Queen, who have shown concern for the military personnel and citizens in the Thai-Cambodia border provinces. Their Majesties have graciously taken all those who lost their lives or were injured in the unrest in these areas under their royal patronage, bringing immense joy and gratitude to the families of the deceased and injured, as well as to Thai subjects across the country. Under the mission of the Ministry of Culture, I have urgently ordered 2 key tasks. 1. Ceremonial funerals granted by royal decree. As the agency responsible for conducting funerals granted by royal decree, we will carry out the tasks in accordance with the royal instructions from the Bureau of the Royal Household with utmost dignity and adherence to traditional royal customs. 2. Other assigned support missions from the provinces, such as caring for the injured, providing essential supplies and necessities, collaborating with relevant agencies to provide psychological support for those affected, and deploying personnel to assess damages in accordance with the ministry's responsibilities, such as historical sites in the area, to evaluate damage and secure funding for restoration and repairs moving forward. First and foremost, I would like to reiterate Deputy Prime Minister Phumtham's yesterday's statement that Cambodia act of aggression constitutes a grave war crime that violates the principles of peaceful resolution under international law and humanitarian principles, which Thailand has always upheld. However, the government does not condone violence and has made every effort to avoid it. But when the Cambodian side initiates the use of arms, it is necessary for us to respond in an appropriate manner. Prime Minister of Cambodia, Samdech Mohabova Thapade Hun Mane says while clarifying Cambodia's stance on the ceasefire proposed by Anwar Ibrahim, the Prime Minister of Malaysia and rotating chair of ASEAN that, given some unclear reporting in various international news outlets regarding Cambodia's position on the ceasefire proposed by His Excellency, Anwar Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia and the rotating ASEAN chair, I am obliged to clarify as follows. Yesterday evening, on the 24th of July 2025, His Excellency Anwar Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia and the rotating ASEAN chair, requested a phone conversation with me to discuss the fighting between the Cambodian and Thai militaries along the border. He expressed his concern over the conflict and his desire for an immediate ceasefire to pave way for a resolution between the two sides. I made it clear to His Excellency Anwar Ibrahim that Cambodia agreed with his proposal for a ceasefire because Cambodia did not initiate this fighting. An initial response I received from His Excellency Anwar Ibrahim after he spoke with His Excellency Phumtham Wechayoi, Acting Prime Minister of Thailand, was that the Thai side had agreed to his proposal for a ceasefire, setting 12 a.m. on the 24th of July 2025 as the time for both sides to cease the fighting. However, it is regrettable that just over an hour later, the Thai side informed that they had reversed their position from agreeing to the ceasefire at 12 a.m. on the 24th of July 2025, to not agreeing and waiting for a later date. His Excellency Anwar Ibrahim is well aware of this situation. Therefore, the key to resolving the current armed conflict between Thailand and Cambodia is the genuine willingness of the Thai side to accept a ceasefire, which is the first step towards finding further solutions between the two countries. Even though there is currently fighting between the Cambodian and Thai armies at the border, I appeal to all Cambodian citizens to maintain their morality and dignity, and to avoid discrimination or any actions that could affect the Royal Thai Embassy in Cambodia, Thai companies, and Thai citizens living in Cambodia. For Cambodian citizens who are living, working, or studying in Thailand and may be facing pressure from discrimination and wish to return to Cambodia, please come back to our country. If you need assistance, please contact the Royal Embassy of Cambodia in Bangkok or the Consulate General of Cambodia in Sa Kaeo Province in Thailand. Sincere thanks to our Cambodian compatriots for coming together in large numbers for the blood donation, responding to the heartfelt appeal of He Dr. Pik Chanmani on the evening of July 24th. As a result of the blood donation drive, we received 2,117 units of blood. In addition, 9,336 individuals registered via QR code to be able to donate later. These results demonstrate the humanitarian spirit and solidarity of the Cambodian people, showing strong support for the potential needs of our heroes on the front lines and displaced people in Odar Minchi and Pria Vihir provinces.
Osazuakan Radio, bringing you the news in a more digital way. Osazuakan Radio, bringing you the news in a more digital way.